the Creation Wars pre-show, and as usual, no one really has a clue what we're doing. I don't need my sunglasses on.
Haven't got a clue. Someone sent me an invite and I just showed up.
Who are you?
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to check today.
Whoami.com.
Your power's a weak old man.
You need to turn your speakers up.
What I
Do
need
you have
to
a link
do,
to the?
turn this up. You can hear the other side of it.
Do you have a link to the high-res images yet?
Stu usually posts them as we get to them.
Okay.
So if you
We
just
can't
keep
have
your
you
eye
see.
on them.
Can't have you see them beforehand. That would be far
You
less fun.
could. No, that's not true. You could.
You must feel the force around you.
Exactly.
What he said. So I must admit, I had a brief moment of I wish I was on PC platform when I went to look at that Sparko cam and found it was PC only.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I really didn't. I had no clue, actually, if it was or wasn't, so I apologize.
So I'm referring to the 80-wheeler extravagance that you find floating around his head. I've asked him if he could add the latest stock reports and potentially the weather for the Masters. Each Master in the Creation Wars could have their latest weather update.
I was going to suggest that he could have the cricket for you, but I see you've already got that running.
I have cricket in the back of my. I'm just going to refer to that every now and then. Those who don't understand cricket, this is a great opportunity to learn.
Hey guys.
Hello, Martin. How are you?
Good, thank you.
What a powerhouse we have today. And with our special guest Trey joining any moment, it's going to be landscape-horrific, as I mentioned earlier on.
Yeah, AD, when we get to the after show and everyone's doing their sharing and stuff like that, I was wondering, do you want to chat about that sunrise sunset thing that you sent me a link to?
Oh, sure.
That might be quite interesting for people. I think this is probably a good platform for people who see it. So.
Yeah, absolutely, especially landscape-horrific.
Yes, so yeah, definitely share all your stuff from your massive trip across the country, but share that as well.
13 minutes. Crikey.
Now what?
No,
Whatever.
exactly.
Don't underestimate the force.
It's crazy. Everyone has to smile the whole time throughout the entire show, okay? So just smile. Because what happens is Google takes a recent moment from the show and puts that up as the graphic. So if you're all smiling...
Some terribly scary smile of some psycho photographer.
It's usually me with my eyes half shut and my mouth fully open.
Yeah, it's amazing.
On a hammock somewhere.
I'm really tempted to show you the chat screen of my really awesome cohort members who spent all morning posting really creepy images to our chat window of like random Google searches, and I don't even know what they were searching for, but they were really frightening.
Oh boy.
I'm going to have to get an invite to your cohort. I need to know what's going on over there.
Well, it was in the chat room, so they're pretty awesome.
Not any more or less awesome than any other group of apprentices, though, you'd have to admit.
No, I don't have to admit that. You're absolutely wrong. Mine were better.
Wait till I get my hands on you, Wes. Is it because I did that doppelganger post way back when you first joined? Is that?
Oh yeah.
That's right. I owe you.
Excellent.
That was good. My mother, who I showed that to, by the way, disagrees with you, but.
Yeah, when I was of two minds, but the fact that I just watched a movie with him in it, what's his name? Can't remember now. Meant that I just couldn't get it out of my head.
Right. The Incredible Hulk guy, whatever his name is, I never remember either.
Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is mention the new community that we have set up for the ability for people to get all the links in one place. This arises, and I'll go into it when we talk about it, but it arises out of the fact that the week I couldn't make it, I was out and about on my iPhone, and the iPhone has an issue where it won't let me play Google Hangouts on air if they're terribly long. It seems I can play some, but I can't play Creation Wars or Masters Mashups unless I have the YouTube link. So from the Google Plus app, I just can't get into it when I'm out and about. And then I thought, why is it that I can't get in? Other people probably have the same issue. But finding the link every time there's a show is a hassle, and I can't. I have to ask someone to send it to me. Usually it's Mason Marsh who drops clear and sends me the link. But I figured if we had a community and I could post in prior to the event what the YouTube link was going to be, then people could rely on going to one place to see the images that are talked about, to see images that are critiqued, to see previous shows. It's all in one spot. So just explaining that to you fellas. So hello, focus. So after that, then we're going to go into a critique of a couple of maybe one critique to start off. We'll do another one at the end of the show, and then we'll head into the masters sharing. And so that you get a feel for where you're at, my left to right today is A.D. Wheeler, because he starts with a capital A and then he has a dot, so he comes first of every single list I have. Martin, followed by Ron.
Secret marketing trick.
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
If you can make your first initial an exclamation point, you're even better.
That's
Or an
sorry,
at
that's
mark.
Yes, hashtag.
Yeah. There's a technology company called Asus, and they did the exact same thing when they realized what was happening with search terms and stuff like that. They used to be called Pegasus, and they changed their name to Asus because it was earlier in the alphabet, and it meant they were going to be the top of lists and better on searches and stuff like that. So there you go.
So what is because obviously the symbols come first in most alphabetized lists. So what is the first symbol? Like if I wanted to be first no matter what symbol would I have to write?
Exclamation.
No, it's worse than that. I actually just left, I kid you not, a discussion a half an hour ago about Unicode and the fact that international characterization means alphabetation of, you're so used to ASCII in English that you have no idea the problems of international languages and what comes first in terms of ordering and things like that. So the problem's not that easy, believe it or not.
Wow.
Learn something every day in the pre-show, don't you? Eh? Excellent.
I'll stick with A. Period.
Stick with A.
It's working. It's working so far.
Of course, it makes no difference when you start going around the world and Bailey is after A, obviously, in English, but then in Japan, it's like right way down in the 50-character alphabet, so I was always at the back of the class.
So, Martin,
Yeah?
what do you think of Miss Universe Japan?
I can't say I've even seen her. I might have seen it on the news. I don't know. I've been traveling for most of the last couple of months.
If you make within the top 3 or 4 headlines of New Zealand news, then you know you're definitely at least a B-class news story. So,
Yeah.
I think Japan's done really well.
Ah, I'll have to check it out. I'm sure. Is it recent? It's only been this last week or so.
Yeah, last couple of days.
Ah, okay. I don't know. I mean, they're obviously less taken by it here in Japan than they are internationally, because it hasn't been on the news last night, and that's usually got all of the big stories. So
Right.
I'll have to check it out though. I'll see. Why? What's the thing? Is she a bit rough, or is she actually quite nice?
No, it's that the scandal is that her father is African American, I believe, and so
okay.
the big thing is she's Miss Universe Japan, but she doesn't look overly Japanese, and all these people are jumping up and down saying, "How can she be Miss Universe Japan? She doesn't look Japanese." But she was born in Japan, and she speaks Japanese, and she is Japanese. Her mum's Japanese.
Guess what? I'm Japanese, but you wouldn't know it looking at me. I'm not going to take Miss World, of course, but.
Well, I'd like to see.
I can't believe that argument's still happening today. That's really interesting.
I know, isn't it weird?
It
Wow.
is strange. It is strange. Sorry if I keep looking away, guys. I'm trying to get
Okay.
a.
Am I the only one who is seeing a bit of a lag in the voices? Should I pop out and come back in?
Your voice is lagging here, but didn't seem that anybody else's was to me.
Then I am going to leave and come back.
Okay.
I thought maybe he was doing a Japanese movie impression because that was the topic we were on.
Look at that. National anthems are being played. The national anthem is a. Crappy internet.
Should we be saluting?
It's standing up and holding your silver fern. In fact, I should have worn my Black Caps shirt today. I didn't even.
Nothing.
Stink. So this is an amazing game, cricket, for those who don't know. It starts now, and that's 2 p.m. local time. And if all goes well and we get the full 50 overs for each side, it'll finish at about 9:30 tonight. That kicks the pants off any baseball game in my book. It's exciting.
That's the short version of the game as well.
That's for sure. There is a 5-day version, but I don't think we'll fit that into the creation list today.
Can you fast forward that in the background so we can see who wins?
It doesn't fit into Mr. Radcliffe's format.
No, that's right. Speaking of which,
there he is. Right there. Said the name and he appears. Boom.
Like a genie.
Holy time change, Batman! I didn't know what was going on. I've got all kinds of time changes. I get the time changes there sooner than here, right?
Yeah, it changes in the States first at this end of the year. I believe we change first at the other end of the year, but to keep it at the same States time, we had to push ours forward by an hour.
Right.
Sorry, bring it forward by an hour.
Yeah, just to
We have to be
confuse
pioneers.
Yeah, the UK changes next week, and then you guys in New Zealand are the week after, so it's all over the place.
So it's going to come forward again.
And Japan doesn't change at all, and it's dark by 7 every night in the summer, and light at 3 a.m.
Oh,
That's okay. There's a spot in Arizona where you can drive in and out of Indian reservations and actually drive in toward, a straight line into the middle of this area where you can cross like 4 different time zones, for whether they do or do not do daylight savings time. And within, an hour's drive, you can actually get across, 4 different borders where the daylight savings time has changed or it hasn't.
Arizona time, Navajo time.
Exactly, yeah.
Very good. Okay, 1 minute to go till showtime. Creation Wars. 16, even. Now, Stuart, can I double check? Mackenzie Gossard is wanting to join. I think we'll let her in. She seems to be a good character. Who's going to be sharing this image that we're going to critique first up?
You share it, so you share your screen. I'll pass it out in the chat.
Okay, very good. Now, I did actually send out a message saying, did anyone want us to do a Super Makeover Extreme Edition Arcanum tray style thing? But I didn't actually check whether anyone wrote back. So, if you're watching and you're ready to go.
You called yourself a host. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm a hostess with hardly any of the mostest.
You are the best, Ollie. You are far superior to me. That's why I'm just here now as a comic relief and to look at pretty pictures and to talk to these other wonderful people who I haven't said hello to yet. Hello, everybody. I didn't want to use up the valuable lead-in time just saying hello.
Hello.
Toto.
All right, look at that. 2 p.m. Should we call it? Yes, we probably should.